1993 was another record-breaking year, the year of the superstorm. New York City was battered by a massive blizzard, and a wind-driven storm surge brought floods and even tornadoes. 270 people died in the northeastern corridor. The emergency services knew that many people would be stranded in their homes, so those at medical risk were evacuated before the storm closed in.
Be advised, evacuations are underway for the borough. If you wish to be evacuated...
Little more could be done except wait and watch the storm take its course.
Please take all necessary medication and personal belongings. Severe weather is expected for later on this evening.
There's nothing we can do to prevent the blizzards, although improved forecasting helps the emergency services to prepare. The damage a blizzard can do to a city is immense. The next major East Coast city blizzard was in 1996. On the 6th of January, it swept right up the northeastern coastline, engulfing city after city as it went.
Waves in the atmosphere really amplifying to create that storm to our south that'll be coming up the coast.
We could even experience blizzard-type conditions during the day tomorrow. It is right on our southwestern doorstep. That's all moving this way. And what we call the jet stream feeding through Texas and out through the Gulf of Mexico is really a big moisture source just feeding this storm. The heavy bands of snow will be right over Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia.
For 5 days, Washington was paralyzed. Cars were buried, the roads blocked. People were trapped in homes and offices. The streets were empty. Vagrants took advantage of what little warmth they could find. "28 inches of snow had brought the city to its knees. Transport ground almost to a halt. Planes, too, were grounded. The economic cost of the blizzard was almost $1 billion. A few cubic yards of snow can literally weigh a ton. In Maryland and Virginia, 27 people died from heart attacks caused by shoveling snow. With the roads blocked, the emergency services could not get through to help. It took a week to get the area back to normal. Meanwhile, Washington enjoyed an unexpected holiday. But this was only one small fraction of the huge blizzard scope. The storm was immense. It had struck Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City, 200 miles away. The mayor of New York pleaded for help to keep the city going.
All people that perform a critical function for the city of New York have to make every effort to come in and to work. I know it's difficult. It's even sometimes at risk to your own life. The snow emergency is working. The ambulances that we're now using, military ambulances, and there are about 10 more on the way. We need, however, more doctors to come in and health workers.
For 3 days, New York, like Washington, was a city under siege.
We've reached 28 inches and the snow is still falling. Until further notice, the city is closed to any vehicular traffic except for emergency purposes. It may very well be that we'll continue to have a complete snow emergency in the city tomorrow. Right now, the snowfall is beyond record levels. There are 1,663 plows that are out on the street, including spreader plows.
As soon as we remove it, it comes back, and also the wind gusts, which have averaged 35 miles per hour, have also just blown it right back from where we've removed it. It's the worst blizzard we've ever had.
In fact, conditions at street level were relatively mild. The tall buildings deflected and slowed the wind, so the snow fell gently down into the streets. But above the city's buildings, the blizzard raged at full force. The same huge blizzard traveled even further north to Boston. There it dumped up to 2.5 feet of snow before it headed finally out into the Atlantic. Boston is hit with an average of 2 full-scale blizzard warnings every year. And it's better prepared to handle them.
We got a lot of problems, but we had
Boston has spent up to $9 million on dealing with snow emergencies in a single year.
Good morning, snow emergency.
This single blizzard covered an area 500 miles long with snow up to 31 inches deep. It dumped an estimated 5 billion tons of snow. Forecasting had improved since the 1993 superstorm, and the emergency services were better prepared. Those two factors saved lives. The final death toll along the entire East Coast was just 60. A tragedy, but a much lower number even than for the blizzard of '93. In cities further north, the winter storms are powerful and frequent enough to require even more drastic measures. In Montreal, Canada, their goal is to keep a blizzard from bringing the city to a stop. Their solution? To build downward. Much of the life at the center of the city happens in vast underground malls, which are completely insulated from any blizzard raging above. Montreal has more and bigger blizzards than any other city of its size. The malls form an alternative network of streets, 14 miles of walkways linked in turn to the subway, totally insulated from the storm above. People can travel across town, meet for lunch, do their Christmas shopping, all without ever coming up. But even at ground level, cities are shielded from the worst effects of a blizzard. The streets are protected by a phenomenon called the heat island effect. Buildings generate vast amounts of heat, which radiates out into the environment, often melting the snow, which refreezes into massive icicles. On average, urban streets are 5 degrees warmer than the open space around the cities. We are most vulnerable to the power of the blizzard in the countryside, where they can push through at full force. Blizzards are a major killer on open roads. Visibility falls, roads turn to ice. If a blizzard hits while you're driving, escape is difficult. In a blizzard, a car can become a death trap.
Stay inside! Right now! Get the hell off the road! Who else is in your car? You're okay, ma'am?
Close to 1,000 people are killed each year on the roads of America in over 250,000 auto accidents in ice and snow.
Okay? Just be calm. Just deep breaths. Nice and easy, big deep breaths.
Over 60,000 people are injured, but survive. And yet blizzards bring another killer. For the drivers who get stranded on the roads, unable to see through the whiteout, or trapped in a snowdrift. For them, the killer is the cold. This is Fargo, North Dakota. Winter's grip lasts from October to May. Temperatures drop to 30 below zero. Every year, blizzards strike here with relentless force and regularity. Wind speeds reach 40 miles per hour. The wind chill can be 80 below. In 1997, the winter blizzards in South Dakota alone killed 100,000 cattle. Many because the farmers weren't able to get out and feed them. People who are exposed to these winter conditions place their lives in jeopardy. The only safe place is indoors. But that's not always possible. Occasionally, people must go outside, and inevitably, some get caught. Rescue during winter blizzards is one of the prime duties of the Fargo police.